My name is Carly Stevens. This is my Module 2 takeaways from Reading Diagnostics class. One thing I noted is about struggling readers. I fortunately was never a struggling reader in school. I learned at a young age. I actually learned very quickly, mainly because of my older brother learning to read at the time and grandparents that read to us very often. Anytime we'd come to their house, they would pull out a book and want them to read to us, and we'd read back to them. So I got a lot of practice with that, and I think that played a huge part in it. And having an older brother learning to read at the time, I wanted to be like him, and I wanted to be able to read just like him. But one thing I learned in this module too about struggling readers is certain strategies that you can implement to help those students. Because before I never really knew how to help a struggling reader because I never was one. So I was kind of curious to learn certain strategies that I can implement into my own classroom to help those students that I will have in my classroom. One main component is fluency. And something that ties into fluency is the auditory processing. And this goes along with that the fact that the English language is very difficult, and that's one reason that students have such a difficult time learning to read, because in the English language we have 26 letters and 40 sounds, meaning each letter does not make the same sound every time. So there are some easy words, sight words, that students can pick out very quickly. They can sound out the individual sounds in the word and know what the word says, but then there's some words that do not follow the rules that we teach in class, and some of those letters in that word do not make the sounds that the children expect them to, so that makes it very difficult. Also, I noted about RTI. This is like, for example, in your classroom, pulling those tier 2 and tier 3 students aside for extra help that they need. This could be meeting in a small group or even one-on-one with the teacher or the reading coach to get that extra help that they need, because they may be struggling readers and they need that extra help to get up to level. And it's very important as the teacher to not give up on those students. I know it may be difficult and aggravating when you get that student that just seems like they're just helpless with learning to read, but it's important to never give up on them, because as soon as you give up, they're going to give up and they'll hate reading. So it's very important to strive to teach them no matter what. And one important thing that I learned that I was just blown away by, as most struggling readers, if they're a struggling reader in 3rd grade, 75% chance they'll be a struggling reader in high school. So that's huge. We must teach our children to love to read and know the strategies and skills to teach, to appropriately and effectively teach them how to read.